Hello YouTube. In this video, I want to talk about how to choose the right equipment to build a solar system, a solar charger for a house or an RV or a portable power station. So the first thing to consider is the solar panel, the size of the solar panel. So for example, I have a 450 watt solar panel. I have to get a 40 amp charge controller. So if I had a smaller like 200 watt solar panel, I could use a PWM charge controller. But in this case, for a big solar panel, you need a an MPPT charge controller. An MPPT will make use of that extra voltage to produce more energy. So it is recommended that you use an MPPT. They come, they're all labeled, so you can't go wrong with the polarity of the wires. The solar panel, most solar panels come with MC4 connectors, so you just have to install these connectors to the wire and then connect it to the solar panel. So from here, you need you depending on the distance between the charge controller and the solar panel, um, you have to choose the right wire gauge. For example, I'm using 12 gauge wire. The solar panel is about 30 feet away from the charge controller, so 12 gauge wire works fine. The voltage drop is not that considerable. I think it was 0.01. You have to add a circuit breaker here between the charge controller and the solar panel. And then first, before you connect the solar panel and the battery and the charge controller, you have to connect the battery first. The charge controller has to be turned on first before you make a connection, the connection between the solar panel and the charge controller. If it's not that considerable, probably a couple or less than 5 feet, you can use 12 gauge. For this system, for a 450 watt panel and a 40 amp charge controller. Unless there's more energy flowing through or the distance between the battery and the charge controller. From the battery to the power inverter, which is where we get the AC current, AC electricity. I have a 1200 watt inverter, so I do need at least 100 amps, a wire that can handle 100 amps. So the 4 gauge wire is capable of handling 100 amps, so that's why I use 4 gauge wire. You have to add the proper connectors and the copper terminals for the wire, and a crimper like this one. But if you have like a smaller inverter, you can use a smaller gauge wire. You also have to add a fuse between the battery and the power inverter. It depends. The fuse size depends on the how much energy is going through the wire. For my wire, I need an 100 amp fuse. I'm not using a fuse, but it is recommended that you add a fuse. I don't see the wire. My wires get hot, but not that hot, not to the point of melting the insulation of the wire. I've been running this system for about 2 years almost now, so I don't see the need for a fuse. If you don't want to do this much wiring, you can get an all-in-one system. The all-in-one system combines the charge controller and and the power inverter. You don't have to do this much wiring. So you would only need to install the solar panel and the battery. Connect the solar panel and the battery to the charge controller. If you wanted to install this, if you wanted to use this system for a portable power station, you could do that. It is recommended that you use lithium batteries or lithium power cells, um, because they're more lightweight. They're not as heavy as lead acid batteries. So this is pretty much the wiring. You can install all of this system. You can build your own custom box, or you can get a toolbox. I've seen people use toolboxes for portable power station. I have this system running my house sometimes, and it's been working great for the past 2 years. If I wanted more energy, I could add more batteries or more solar panels. Depending on your energy needs, you can upgrade all of this to a larger system. So I think that is all I have for today. Bye.